So I'll read one more paragraph. We are reading, I think was the chapter number 34, the gopis feeling of separation. One by one, the gopis explaining their feeling, and each and every gopi has a different feelings. So it gives us a broad range of meditations. Another gopi said, "My dear friend, when Krishna returns home with his cows, the footprints of the sole of his feet with flag, thunderbolt, trident, and lotus flower release the pain the earth feels when the cows traverse on it. He walks in a stride which is so attractive, and he carries his flute. Just by looking at him, we become lusty to enjoy his company. At that time, our movement cease. We become just like phrase and stand perfectly still. We even forget what we look like. Haribol, that's where we were reading. So we will continue. So Krishna had many thousands of cows, and they divided into the groups according to their colors. And they were also differently named according to the color. When he would return from the pasturing ground, he would find all the cows gathered. As Vaishnavas count 108 beats, which represent the 108 individual gopis. So Krishna would also chant 108 different groups of cows. Haribol. When Krishna returns, he is garlanded with tulsi leaves. A gopi described him to a friend as follows. He puts his hand on the shoulder of a cowherd boyfriend and begins to blow his transcendental flute. The wives of the black deer become enchanted upon hearing the vibration of his flute, which resembles the vibration of the veena. The deer come to Krishna and become so charmed that they stand still, forgetting their homes and husbands. Like us, who are enchanted by the ocean of the transcendental qualities of Krishna. The sea deer becomes enchanted by the vibrations of his flute. Another gopi told Mother Yasoda as follows. My dear mother, when your son return home, he decorate himself with the buds of kunda flower. And just to enlighten and gladden his friends, he blow his flute. The breeze blowing from the south pleases the atmosphere because it is fragrant and very cool. Demigods like the Gandharvas and Siddhas take advantage of this atmosphere and offer praise to Krishna by sounding the bugles and drums. Krishna is very kind to the inhabitants of Brajbhumi, Vrindavan. And when he returns with his cows and friends, he is remembered as the lifter of the Govardhan hill. Taking advantage of this opportunity, the most exalted demigod like Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva come down to offer their evening prayers, and they accompany the cowherd boys in glorifying the qualities of Krishna. Krishna is compared with the moon born in the ocean of the womb of Devaki. When he returns in the evening, it appears that he is fatigued, but he still tries to gladden the inhabitants of Vrindavan by his auspicious presence. When Krishna returns, garlanded with flowers, his face looks beautiful. He walks into Vrindavan with a stride, just like the elephant, and slowly enters into his home. Upon his return, the man, woman, and the cows of Vrindavan immediately forgot the scorching heat of the day. Such descriptions of Krishna's transcendental pastimes and activities were remembered by the gopis during his absence from Vrindavan. They give us some idea of Krishna's attractions. Everyone and everything is attracted to Krishna. That is the perfect descriptions of Krishna's attraction. The example of the gopis is very instructive to persons who are trying to be absorbed in Krishna consciousness. One can very easily associate with Krishna simply by remembering his transcendental pastimes. Everyone has a tendency to love someone. That Krishna should be the object of love is the central point of Krishna consciousness. By constantly chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and remembering the transcendental pastime of Krishna, one can be fully in Krishna consciousness and thus make his life sublime and fruitful. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 34th chapter of Krishna's, the gopis feeling of separation. So we will be starting new chapter 35. Kamsa and Akrura for Krishna. Vrindavan was always absorbed in the thought of Krishna. Everyone remembered his pastimes and was constantly merged in the ocean of transcendental bliss. But the material world is so contaminated that even in Vrindavan, the asuras or demons tried to disturb the peaceful situation. One demon named Aristasur. Yesterday, the girl, I asked them, Boston Sunday School, that every Sunday one girl or boy has to write the pastime of Krishna, and they will have to read, and then they will have to say what do they learn from that pastime, and other can do the same. So the girl selected Aristasura's story yesterday. So this is wonderful. So the demon named Aristasur entered the village like a great bull with a gigantic body and horns, digging up the earth with his hooves. When the demon entered Vrindavan, it appeared that whole land trembled as if they were an earthquake. He roared fiercely, and after digging up the earth on the riverside, he entered the village proper. The fearful rolling of the bull was so piercing that some of the pregnant cows and women had miscarriages. Its body was so big, stout and strong that a cloud hovered over his body just as cloud hover over mountains. Aristasur entered Vrindavan with such a fearful appearance that just on seeing this great demon, all the men and women were afflicted with great fear, and the cows and the other animals fled the village. So the situation became very terrible, and all the inhabitants of Vrindavan began to cry. Krishna, Krishna, please save us. Krishna also saw that the cows were running away, and he immediately replied, "Don't be afraid, don't be afraid." He then appeared before Aristasur and said, quote, "You are the lowest of living entities. Why are you frightening the inhabitants of Gokul? What will you gain by this action? And if you have come to challenge my authority, then I'm prepared to fight." In this way, Krishna challenged the demon, and the demon becomes very angry by the words of Krishna. Krishna stood before the bull, resting his hand on the shoulder of a friend. And the bull began to proceed toward Krishna in anger, digging the earth with his hooves. Aristasur lifted his tail, and it appeared that clouds were hovering above the tail. His eyes were reddish and moving in anger. Pointing his horns at Krishna, he began to charge him, just like the thundering bolt of Indra. But Krishna immediately caught his horns and tossed him away, just as a gigantic elephant repels a small inimical elephant. Although the demon appeared to be very tired, and although he was perspiring, he took courage and got up. Again he charged Krishna with great force and anger. And while rushing toward Krishna, he breathed very heavily. Krishna again caught him, his horns, and immediately threw him on the ground, breaking his horns. Krishna then began to kick his body, just as one squeezes a wet cloth on the ground. Being thus kicked by Krishna, Aristasur rolled over and began to move his legs violently, bleeding and passing stool and urine. His eyes, starting from their sockets, he passed to the kingdom of death. The demigods in the celestial planets began to shower flowers on Krishna for his wonderful achievement. This is always they do, right? Haribol. Krishna was already the life and soul of the inhabitants of Vrindavan. And after killing this demon on the shape of a bull, he became the cynosure of all eyes. With Balram, he triumphantly entered Vrindavan village, and the inhabitants glorified him and Balram with great jubilations. When a person performs some wonderful feat, his kinsmen and relatives and friends naturally become jubilant. So it was after this incident that the great sage Narada disclosed the secret of Krishna. Narad Muni is generally known as Deva Darsana, which means that he can be seen only by the demigods or person on the same level with the demigods. And yet, Kamsa saw him. Now, which means that he can be seen only by the demigod, a person on the same level with the demigod. But Narada visited Kamsa, who was not at all on the same level of the demigod, and yet Kamsa saw him. Of course, Sanka also saw Krishna, what to speak of Narad Muni. But generally, one must have purified eyes to see the Lord and his devotees. Of course, by association with the pure devotees, one can derive an impersistible benefit, which is called Agnat Sukruti. He cannot understand how he is making progress, yet he makes progress by seeing the devotee of the Lord. Narad Muni's mission was to finish things quickly. Krishna appeared to kill the demons, and Kansa was the chief among them. Narad Muni wanted to expedite things, therefore he immediately approached Kamsa with all the real information. You are to be killed by the eighth son of Vasudeva, Narad Muni told Kamsa. That eighth son is Krishna. You were misled by Vasudeva into believing that the eighth issue of the Vasudeva was a daughter. Actually, the daughter was born of Yashoda, the wife of Nanda Maharaj, and Vasudeva exchanged the daughter, so you were misled. Krishna is the son of Vasudeva and is Balram. Being afraid of your atrocious nature, Vasudeva has tactfully hidden them in Vrindavan out of your sight. Narada further informed Kamsa that Krishna and Balram have been living incognito in the care of Nand Maharaj. All the asuras, your companions, who were sent to Vrindavan to kill different children, were all killed by Krishna and Balram. So as soon as the Kamsa got this information from Narad Muni, he took out his sharpened sword and prepared to kill Vasudeva for his duplicity. But Narad Muni pacified him as follows. You are not to be killed by Vasudeva, he said. Why are you so anxious to kill him? Better try to kill Krishna and Balram. But in order to satisfy his wrath, Kamsa arrested Vasudeva and his wife and shackled them in iron chains. Acting on the new information, Kamsa immediately called for the Kesi demon and asked him to go to the Vrindavan immediately to fetch Balram and Krishna. In actually, Kamsa asked Kesi to go to Vrindavan to be killed by Krishna and Balram and thus get salvation. So then Kamsa called for the expert elephant trainers, Chanura and Mustika, Sala, Tosala, etc. And he told them, quote, my dear friends, try to hear me attentively. At Nand Maharaj place in Vrindavan, there are two brothers, Krishna and Balram. They are actually two sons of Vasudeva. As you know, I have been destined to be killed by Krishna. There is a prophecy to this effect. Now, I'm requesting you to arrange for a wrestling match. People from different parts of the country will come to see the festival. I will arrange to get those two boys here, and you will try to kill them in the wrestling arena. Unquote. So the wrestling matches are still enjoyed by the indigenous people in the northern part of India, and it appears from the statement of Srimad Bhagavatam that 5,000 years ago, wrestling was popular. Kamsa planned to arrange such a wrestling competition and to invite the people to visit. He also told the trainers of the elephant, quote, be sure to bring the elephant named Kuvalayapit and kill him at the gate of the wrestling camp. Try to capture Krishna and Balram on their arrival and kill them. So Kamsa also advised his friends to arrange to worship Lord Shiva by offering animal sacrifices and performing the sacrifice called Dhanur Yagna. And the sacrifice performed on the 14th day of the moon known in Chaturdasi. This date falls 3 days after Ekadasi, and it is set aside for the worship of Lord Shiva. One of the planetary portions of Lord Shiva is to call Kala Bhairava. This form of Lord Shiva is worshipped by the demon who offers skinned animal before him. The process is still current in India in a place called Vidyanatha Dham, where the demons offer animal sacrifice to the deity of Kala Bhairava. Kamsa belonged to this demoniac group, and he was also an expert diplomat. And so he quickly arranged for his demon friends to kill Krishna and Balram. Okay, we have some minutes. He then called for Akrura, one of the descendants in the family of Yadu, in which Krishna was born as the son of Vasudeva. When Akrura came to see Kansa, Kansa was politely shook hands with him and said, quote, "My dear Akrura, actually I have no better friend than you in the Bhoja and Yadu dynasties. You are the most munificent person, so as a friend, I'm begging charity from you. Actually, I have taken shelter of you exactly as King Indra takes shelter of Lord Vishnu. I request you to go immediately to Vrindavan and find the two boys named Krishna and Balram. They are son of Nand Maharaj. Take this nice chariot, especially prepared for the boys, and bring them here immediately. That is my request to you. Now, my plan is to kill these two boys. As soon as they come in the gate, there will be a great giant elephant named Kuvalayapida awaiting, and possibly he will be able to kill them. But if somehow or other they escape, they will next meet the wrestlers and will be killed by them. That is my plan. And after killing these two boys, I shall kill Vasudeva and Nanda, who are supporters of the Vrishni and Bhuja dynasties. I shall also kill my father Ugrasena and his brother Devka, because they are actually my enemies and are hindrance to my diplomacy and politics. Thus, I shall get rid of all my enemies. Jarasandha is my brother-in-law, and I have a great monarchy friend named Dvivida. With their help, it will be easy to kill all the kings on the surface of the world who support the demigods. This is my plan. And in this way, I shall be free from all oppositions, and it will be very pleasant to ride the world without obstructions. You may know also that Samra, Narakasur, and Banasur are my intimate friends. And when I begin this war against the kings who support the demigods, they will help me considerably. Surely I shall be rid of all my enemies. Please go immediately to Vrindavan and encourage the boys to come here to see the beauty of Mathura and take pleasure in the wrestling competitions. So we will stop here. We should be punctual as much as we can. It is so nice, my experience today was, my eyes were so heavy. Even my body was telling, not to get up. It was really, really, for a couple of days, I didn't have enough rest. And it was really, really difficult. But because I always chastise you people, if you are late, how can I sleep in the bed? So I wake up and praying. And one thing I realized that when you sit in association with the devotees, all the energy flows. And it was so nice, soothing journey actually. In the beginning, I was feeling sleepy, so much sleepy, that I don't know that I will be able to chant. My eyes may get closed and maybe I may take a nap. And I was really, really fearful that, people will see me on my video that this guy is nonsense. So I pray to the holy name and through the association of devotee, then I didn't feel. And it was running so smooth today, later on. So my realization is this: Krishna tests our determination. He brings the obstacle. But if we somehow resist those obstacles and continue our journey, then you see it becomes a wonderful journey. Then I didn't feel no sleepy, nothing, no fatigue in the body. Everything worked out as we planned. So this is something was really, really deep experience today. I was really sleepy. I have never felt that much sleepy. I'm telling you. But because I think continuous chanting and also attending so many programs, it was hectic. So anyway, Krishna just shows us the way that if we remain fixed in our determination, he always help us to achieve our goal. So thank you very much. And with those thoughts, always remain happy, jubilant, and totally fearless. And whoever you come across, give them a kind word that their life can also become jubilant, happy, and with no fear in their life. With this thought, I would like to offer my humble obeisances at the desk of these wonderful devotees who take so much austerity, working, taking care of the family, you know, and still wake up early in the morning. I would like to touch their feet. The devotees join from Connecticut, New Hampshire, Aurora, Illinois, New York, New Jersey, Virginia, Boston, Boise, Atlanta, Tampa, Phoenix, Austin, College Station, San Jose, Portland, Dallas, Detroit, Chicago, Naperville, Philadelphia, Charlotte, Baltimore, Baton Rouge, Alachua, Orlando, Jacksonville, Ohio, St. Louis, Loganville, Georgia, San Diego, Kolkata, New Delhi, Toronto, Bangladesh, Alaska, Maine, New Orleans, Ottawa, and hopefully that Matajis from Laguna Beach and Vancouver will join soon. And Pondicherry, my Gopika is already there. I don't know how she can manage, it's different timing, uh, but still she join every single day. Salute to your determination, Gopika. So we have one more hour of chanting. Uh, so many devotees hang around. Now I see that at least, you know, when I started extending 1 hour, I was thinking that maybe I may have few devotees with me after 7 o'clock, but it's so happened that I can see 35 devotees up to 7:30 and 20-25 still remain up to the end. That's so nice to see. So let's give our mind and heart 1 more hour to the divine couple, uttering their holy name so nicely, clearly, distinctly, with so much feelings churning in our heart for the divine couple. By hearing this wonderful narration by all the individual gopis, we can feel that how intense feeling that they have, that in their life they just only have one desire is to please Krishna. All these activities surrounded by this principle. So maybe one day the birds, all the wonderful Brajvasis can bestow their kind mercy upon all of us so we can also attain this stage. So let's chant for 1 more hour.